Well, good morning again, church. We're going to be continuing on in Jonah's prayer that he said while in the belly of this giant fish. Yesterday we talked a lot about how Jonah was acknowledging, even though he's in this dark place, and he even refers to it as like the darkest place he could be, that God hears him and God answers him. And so moving forward through this prayer, we're going to start off in chapter 2, verse 5. He says, "The water engulfed me up to the neck. The watery depths overcame me. Seaweed was wrapped around my head. I sank to the foundations of the mountains. The earth's gates shut behind me forever. And then you raised my life from the pit, Lord my God. As my life was fading away, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer came to you, to your holy temple." One thing that's important, and you can say this about what we talked about yesterday and today, is there's clearly this moment, at least now, of some kind of clarity. Jonah recognizing, I'm not looking at God's power, his sovereignty the way that I should. God, I've messed up. That he's looking at his situation in really a thankful light. This is called a prayer of thanksgiving a lot of the time. And the reason for that is he's actually thanking God for raising him from the pit. That's most likely referring to the fact that if he was just thrown in that water, he probably would have drowned. They're pretty far out. It's not like they're close to shore necessarily. They're in this storm. If they were close to shore, they would have just banked the boat or gotten off and they would have been fine. They're in this storm in the middle of the ocean when this happens. He would have drowned. And so Jonah's recognizing this fish coming to him is also a way God actually saves his life. Now, obviously, the reason all that stuff happened and he's in this fish is also because he just tried to run away from God. But I think what's important to notice in this prayer is the fact that Jonah's realizing things. He's growing spiritually. And obviously, as we finish the book, we're going to see he still has a ways to go. But I think it's important for us, we need to be trying to grow in that way too. When those hard times come, we need to try and look at our faith, look at God's word, and learn more about how we can grow closer to God, how we can look at the things going on in our life and try to look at them more from God's perspective and see people the way God does. That's how we love people more. But man, that's so important that we're trying to grow spiritually. And so tomorrow we're going to finish out this prayer. Again, I know Jonah may be growing spiritually a little bit here, but that doesn't mean he's not going to mess up later. We're going to see pretty quick he definitely doesn't totally get the whole picture. But we'll get to that later.